California. Chairman Kiley is recognized for 5 minutes. Welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you for holding this hearing. Thank you for the incredibly important work that you do at the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, which unfortunately is more important than ever. And some of the statistics in your testimony are truly alarming. That in 2023, the cyber tip line received more than 36 million reports of suspected child sexual exploitation. In the category of online incitement, there was an 82% increase over the course of just a year. I've held some events in my district trying to, partnering with law enforcement to provide education to parents about what the risks are, and I know that you do that across the country. Would you have just some sort of basic tips you could give any parents who are watching as to sort of what things they ought to look out for? What are the sort of platforms that predators are most likely to utilize? What are other sort of risk factors, risky behaviors that they should be aware of?
Excellent questions. And for parents, parents are really struggling with all of the different apps, the speed at which technology is evolving, and certainly the engagement that kids are having online as their primary focus of communicating with their friends and making new friends. We do many safety events in different communities, as you mentioned. What we try to teach for the parents would be not to be too bogged down by worrying about which app it is, or trying to learn, what particular app at any given time, because it's going to ebb and flow where children are actually engaging. What we do very much want, it sounds basic, but it's so important, is communication. Talking to kids about understanding behavior, risk-taking behavior online is similar to kind of risk-taking behavior offline. Having the opportunity for parents to talk to their kids, that the child would feel comfortable coming to them. That is one of the biggest barriers we see, is that a child is scared that if they go to their parent, they're going to lose their phone, they're going to get in trouble. Try to make it more of an ongoing dialogue to that end on our website, depending upon the age of the child, because that's absolutely necessary when you're communicating this type of information. We give conversation starters. So if your child's in the back of the car, here are some things that you can ask them to help them open up about their online use and any risks that they have. And I think on top of that, not only being aware of what the risks are, but also what to do if something happens, because there are resources out there, including the National Center. 24 hours a day, if a parent is concerned about something that they're seeing, they can call. If we can't help, we will find somebody who will. We are never the end of the line, so I offer us up also as a resource for you.
Thank you very much. It's very helpful. What is the current sort of, what are the legal responsibilities that platforms, social media platforms or otherwise, currently have to monitor for this kind of explicit content and to remove it? And do you see any room for improvement in terms of how that legal framework is set up?
Thank you, Congressman. Yes, at this point, big tech, electronic service providers, they are only required to report an incident of apparent child pornography by statute. So if they become aware of an image of child sexual abuse, they are required to report it. There is no guidance to them in terms of what they need to report. At this point, a company would be in compliance with the law if they said, on this date and time, somebody transferred child pornography, child sexual abuse material. There is pending legislation, such as the Report Act and COSMA, that actually would require the companies to have basic levels of information that they provide in a report that is absolutely necessary for law enforcement to determine whether or not a crime occurred, and if it did, are they going to investigate? How are they going to investigate? So that is one gap that we see. And also, spending a little bit of time talking today about extortion and enticement, there's no legal obligation for any tech company, if they become aware of that, to report that. That is simply if they choose to do so. Those are also things that are addressed by pending legislation. We are hopeful will pass because it will certainly make reports more actionable for law enforcement, ultimately protect kids.
Thank you very much. And Mr. Chair, sounds like we have some areas potentially for follow-up. And in the meantime, thank you for taking up the reauthorization bill. I'm happy to join you on that, co-author. I yield back.
Thank you very much.